What's going on? Welcome to Asian Cosell. So I have one here from Modern Dating here. Yep, single mother attacks man because he will not be with her. So let's get into this right here.
And what?
I'm sorry, you got a whole kid.
And what?
I'm sorry.
And what? And what?
She didn't accept being rejected because she is a single mother. And then the unexpected happened. Everyone around were speechless, including the guy who found himself in this situation.
I never had someone get so upset and so mad because I told her, I was like, hey, I don't really date people with kids. I don't like people with kids. She blocked me, unmatched me on Hinge and everything. All right, so I was talking to this girl on Hinge a couple weeks ago, and I did do my settings for people that don't have kids. I did put that. For a preference for me, I prefer no one with kids. So I'm talking to this girl. We're having good conversation. Everything's good. We're texting for like 3 days, maybe 2 days, 3 days. We're texting 2 or 3 days. And then, I'm asking her a bunch of, shit that I should know. And I even told her, I was like, yo, tell me something that I wouldn't know about you. Kids never came up in this. One day we were talking, and then she told me, she was like, hey, yeah, I do want to mention something to you. Or she said, I want to run something by you. And I said, okay. She's like, I do have a daughter, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. I hope that's okay. And I'm just like, fuck. I'm like, hey, like, I get it. You have a daughter. I respect that. I said, hey, but at the end of the day, I wish you would have put that on your profile because I have my settings set to where it says no kids. Like, I prefer people with no kids. I'm not lying. This girl goes the fuck off on me. Like, she starts like sending me long paragraphs and telling me all kinds of crazy stuff. She starts telling me like I'm not a real man because I wouldn't step up to the plate if a girl had a kid and I really liked her, this, that, and the third. And I'm like,
It has nothing to do with whether he is a real man or not. This is his preference. I don't know why some people think their preference is the one that matters. Somehow they believe that others shouldn't have their own. But this is not how things work.
the fuck? I'm like, hang on for a second. You have certain preferences or a certain type of guy that you like. And if I didn't fit that criteria, you wouldn't be talking to me. I'm pretty sure if I was 5'8", 5'9", she wouldn't be talking to me. She just started going off on me. And then all I did, I sent the thumbs up emoji. I think that it made her even more pissed off. At this point, I don't even care.
I don't understand why people don't respect boundaries. I have a kid and I don't want to date someone with kids. I have 2 and I'd prefer no kids. Mine are enough for me. Don't want bonuses. We all have our preferences.
Dang, yeah, and that's my preference too. I actually don't want to date women with kids. It just, and the reason is like the kid's not mine, and we shouldn't be like, yeah, judged for our preferences. And then oh my God, I'm a single mom, and you need to be a man, and you need to take care of him. Like, no, no, we're not gonna do that. Why? And yeah, and then of course, some of the women like even put like single mom. I'm so proud of it, and I'm just like, no, no, don't be proud of that. You don't need to say it. And yeah, that's like, you know, I don't see a lot of men like leading with, I'm a single dad, but for the women, I'm a single mom. It's like a badge of honor. And I'm like, no, that's not a badge of honor. So yeah. And our preference is like, no, I really don't want to date a woman with kids. Like even like if I even say like if I was on the Philippines app, right? Even I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't want to go out with you. But yeah, you might be fine and you have a nice body and all that. But no, I'm not going to date you because I don't want to date a single mom. I don't want to deal with that. Nothing against the kids, but I don't want to deal with that.
I have no kids and prefer a man with no kids, period. But it's hard to find.
Yeah.
As a mom, I wouldn't date anyone who doesn't have kids. 2 different worlds. You're not wrong.
I'm like, hang on for a second. You have certain preferences or a certain type of guy that you like. And if I didn't fit that criteria, you wouldn't be talking to me.
He is completely correct. She wouldn't give him a chance if he didn't match what she was looking for.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why she was getting upset when he opened up about his preference. We have seen countless clips where women stated what they want, and usually we accept it. When they state that a guy must be in a certain financial bracket or at a certain height, we don't complain about it, as we understand that it's just her preference.
because I have my settings set to where it says no kids. Like I prefer people with no kids.
This is something she shouldn't ignore. Based on his preference, she knew she wouldn't qualify for what he was looking for. So why was she still willing to pursue him? Now she believes that he is wrong for having that preference, but I bet she thinks that her preferences are perfectly normal. I don't know if she knows about it, but a lot of people who don't have kids prefer to date those who are also childless. Again, it comes down to what they want, and all we have to do is respect it. She needs to find those who wouldn't mind. That's the group she should keep her focus on, instead of trying to push her way in on someone who is looking for things she no longer can provide.
I have a whole kid. And what? And what? And what? And what? And what? And what? And what?
Okay, and this, yeah, assault. But yeah, but women get away with this all the time. What do you mean? I have a child. What do you mean? Only this average chick. What do you mean you won't date me? Huh? What do you mean? Huh? I have 3 kids. What do you mean? You're not a real man. And that's what the stupid fuck we don't want to deal with, you know? What do you mean? So yeah.
Okay then.
And she wonders why he don't want her. She should not be upset. It takes a grown man to take a responsibility that doesn't in actuality belong to him. At least he was honest. She was just upset because he doesn't want to take care of a kid he didn't make. The person laughing in the background is so very immature. This whole video speaks. You should not become a mother when your foundation is crumbling. It only hurts the kids in the end. I feel the pain of this mother, but if a man is being honest, then accept it. Everyone has the right to choose for themselves. And that's not what he wants. I don't think it's the kid that's the problem. It's clearly that reaction to him turning you down. She did not want that answer. She wanted a financial solution. If you like our video and would like to support our channel, don't forget to subscribe. We really appreciate all the support. I think she is a bit confused, and I feel sorry for the young man who found himself in that situation, but I am glad he was able to deal with it maturely. She probably never dealt with this type of rejection, but nothing justifies this behavior. You can't put your hand on another person just because you are not what they are looking for. How many guys has she already rejected because they didn't meet her requirements? So this is the same thing. What's the problem? He looks like a young man who is still in school and most likely doesn't have a child yet, and for some reason she doesn't agree with his preference. How can this make any sense? She knows she can still find a guy who wouldn't mind dating her even with kids, but interestingly, she wants the one who is looking for a childless woman. This is how they unnecessarily make their dating life difficult and then get upset about their own choice. She should have accepted that he was looking for someone else and moved on as many other people would have done.
Yeah, the double standard, like, okay, my preference is that I just want to date a woman with no kids. And then, yeah, the single mom is like, no, you're not a real one. You're not a real man. And that's, this crap that we have to deal with. But they sit there and go, yeah, I want a man who's 6 feet tall, makes 6 figures, 6 foot chest, has a chest, 6-pack, and then 6 feet down there. So it's like 6, 6, 6, 6. And I'm just like, yo, and how many percentage of men meet all 6 requirements, all the 6s. So yeah.
But instead, she decided to challenge him on his decision. It's not personal. It's his preference, just like she has hers.
Would you date a woman with kids? And if you would, are there limitations? Like age ranges, the amount of kids, the custody agreement? Would you date a woman with kids? And what would be your parameters? So one of my biggest insecurities in the dating world, and it shouldn't be, is that I have kids. I have 5 kids. Granted, 2 of them are grown. I have a grandchild. But I have 3 young ones that are still in the house, 13, 10, and 4. And while I do have 50-50 custody, one of the questions that I seem to get a lot is, how often do you have your kids? For me, that's kind of a red flag.
Why would that question be a red
Yeah.
flag when it will give the guy an idea of your availability? It would also give him the opportunity to decide whether he wants to be involved in that type of relationship. So I don't understand why she sees it as a red flag. Maybe she thinks that having a child 100% is the same as 50%, but there is a difference, and it will reflect on their relationship.
I mean, I get that you want to have alone time and you want to have time in your schedule to be able to date and things like that. But what if I didn't have 50-50? What if I had full custody of my kids?
Well, lady, you're gonna be, yeah, you being just a single mom. Okay, so if a guy wants to date you, yeah, he has to ask that question. Okay, what's your availability? Oh no, we need to go on this date, and then I need to get home to my kids. Yeah, that's another reason why a lot of guys were like, screw this. We don't want to deal with that bitch. Really? No, I don't want to deal with that crap. And that's the thing. And then you're sitting here, oh, it's a red flag. Yeah, we're going to pass on you. It's a hard pass.
Because to me, my kids are the part of the package. If you don't love my kids as much as you love me, then it's a no-go. If you don't want my kids around as much as you want me around, it's a no-go. So would you? Would you date somebody with kids?
I married one, raised her daughter as my own. We divorced and she no longer talks to me.
Yeah.
The real question is, would women date a man with kids and accept them and love them as if they were their own?
Mm-hmm.
I did for 14 years. Never again. She cheated on me and that was the end of the relationship, and I never saw that kid ever again. Hurts too much to lose kids in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Done it twice. Never again. 0 benefits, all drama. I married a woman with kids. They are part and package of the deal if you want that woman. I am 54. Adult children only. Your kids are a part of you. Any man worth anything will love your kids as much as you. The answer to your question is no. Never again. I learned my lesson. That's a valid question, and I do understand where she is coming from. But the reality is that in the dating market, she will find every type of option. Some guys will date but won't consider being in a relationship. Others won't date as it's not their dating preference. She also will find some guy who would be ready to marry her and embrace her entire family.
Yeah. Now I have a buddy who, married a single mom with 3 kids. He has 5 kids actually. 2 is his biological daughter, and then the 3 are not his biological kids. But those 3 kids still, talk to my buddy, and this is like, and that's the exception to the rule. I don't have, even if he's separated from her, the 3 other kids still talk to him, looks up to him as his dad. But here's the thing: that's the exception to the rule. That's not the rule. So yeah. So like, if would I want to go through what he does? Hell no, I don't. But for him, his kids did well and they all grew up. So in this case, and a lot has to do with him being the father. So being part of their life. So yeah.
Family. But usually, this is not what happens. They keep going after Chad, not considering his preference, and this decision always places them in challenging situations when it comes to finding someone. So, targeting the right group would remove most issues they used to face when dating. Look at the woman who decided to put her hand on the young man who rejected her because she had a child. She didn't accept the fact that he didn't want to be with her for that reason. Maybe she believes that he shouldn't have that requirement, but it didn't make any sense as it was just his preference.
And if you would, are there limitations? Like age ranges, the amount of kids?
When it comes to the age range, it is also a very important variable, as each age group will determine the type of relationship the couple will have. We have to agree that a relatively young child will require a lot more from their mother than a child who is fairly grown, as they will be independent. So age is important. The hardest part about this type of situation for most men is when there is an issue in the relationship and they split. This is the thing that hurt the most, as at that point, he already built a bond with that child. But since he is not the father, he probably will never see that child again. And it's not easy to deal with that situation.
Yeah. So, yeah. So that's the thing. A lot of, single moms, all are like, yeah. Yeah. And some of them are like, yeah, really hate it when you reject them. And it's like, look, it's just not the preference. Yeah. I don't want to deal with a woman with kids. I don't. And, why should I? And that's for a lot of the men, and of course, Kevin Samuel said like 50% of black men are, single and childless, and of course, a lot of them are like going overseas or like, screw this, and yeah, even Asian and, Latino men from the States, we're rolling out. We're just like, screw this. So, yeah. And by the way, shout out to Modern Dating here. Yes. Pretty good videos, and thanks for putting this out there and just get that information out. So yeah, so there you go. All right, if any of you enjoyed any of this content, please give me the HKO special, help the king out, hit the like, subscribe, and comment, and wherever you are, stay safe, and I'll see you in my next